Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Shadows of Nox. Tonight, again, is Echoes of the OSS, and the episode tonight is Time is Fleeting. We're playing our 7th installment, I believe, of the Code, a scenario written by Chaosium in their Mansions of Madness Volume 1, so go ahead and check that out. It is a great story. I'm deviating from it a little bit just to make it fit into my overall story that I'm doing with these kind of post-World War II espionage agents. But it's been good times. So we'll go through, I'll have people introduce themselves, starting with Ava.
I'm Ava Rogers, and I am playing Nora Shea, I guess technically former cryptologist. Studying,
yeah.
I have
philology, I think is what it was.
Have her major.
Oh
my gosh, I think I put it in her backstory. Where are you? No, I didn't. Okay, I thought about writing it down.
Yeah, it was
studying at Harvard.
Right, yeah. Applied sciences. It was
That's
applied
it.
sciences in some way. Yeah. I had to think about it too. Yeah, all right. Christina, if you could go ahead and introduce yourself and your character.
I'm Christina Presley, and I'm playing Cherry Matthews. She's your typical 1940s, 50s singer-songstress, sings at clubs, actress. During the war, she started working as a spy. She's relatively young. She's the little sister of Nora Shea, which you'll see they don't really talk about very often. And she is pretty flamboyant.
All right.
To say the least.
Teslan, go ahead.
I'm Teslan or Tom, and I'm playing Forrest. Flanagan. He is a soldier. He enlisted early, so he doesn't have a whole lot of education. But for some reason, he worked out after the war as a bodyguard for Nora Shea, most likely because her insults were too highbrow for him. He really didn't have the vocabulary for it at the time, and he just kind of got used to it, let it roll off his back. But he's devoted to making sure to keep her safe, possibly a little bit too devoted, but he's doing his best.
All right. And for tonight, we do have some content warnings, which we'll get up on the screen if we can, and I'll read them for everybody. Because for some reason at this point, I still cannot remember all of them. But we have amnesia, blood and gore, guns and violence, disembodied voices, eldritch horrors, and occult practices. Because, I mean, it's Call of Cthulhu, so that should cover just about anything that we might actually run into, because it's a little unpredictable on this story. But so tonight, I will actually see. Ava, are you able to pull up Dr. Sommerfeld's journal in Roll20? Because
Yes.
over the course of the past month of November, since we're in the beginning of December now, during that month you have been able to get more entries into his journal, and I don't think we've actually touched on those yet.
Ooh.
So you can go ahead with November 9th, and then I'll get going where we left off in the story.
All right. Friday, November 9th. I was extremely happy to hear from Nora this past Wednesday with the corrections for my calculations. She is irreplaceable. Though it sounds like she ran into some trouble on the film set. Some guy started shooting up the motel they were staying at in California and almost killed Forrest. I'm so happy Nora and her sister made it out without being injured. Maybe this is why I felt like I wasn't going to see her again after last Friday. I should try to visit Forrest sometime and thank him for keeping her safe. Maybe Eve would like to come along for that. Her and Nora would probably get along quite well. I was also able to get past the lab intern this week and get what I needed. He was fine with me going in once he knew that I was a professor in the department. It was actually easier than I thought, so now that I have the computer programmed and I have the bulbs to confirm my coordinates, I can finally really try to make a trip. No more partial tests and equations based on theory. I can actually attempt it now. I can fully test my device.
All right. And with that, last time where we left off our agents, they were in Doyle's Tavern. Cherry was playing a wonderful song on the piano to everybody's entertainment, while Nora, Forrest, and Agent Gleeson were talking about some of the oddities that have happened, including the thought that apparently Dr. Sommerfeld has developed time travel, according to what Nora believes so far. Then we ended just as Rocco was walking in to join them in their meeting. Cherry? Go ahead and give me another singing roll for your performance. Ooh. I mean, you can
How much
push
is
that if
she
you
in to
want,
drink?
but right, yeah. I mean, well, you might have had more than a couple by
Right.
this time, right? So maybe that's it. But if you want to, I doubt you're going to be able to spend enough luck to go from 97 to 50.
But if I push it,
Right.
what do I just re-roll?
You
and then
re-roll,
once
and
I
then if you
do,
fail again, it's a bit worse of a failure than
she's
what it
gonna
would be
re-roll.
normally. Okay. Oh,
Jeez.
still a
Does
failure.
the
So,
piano break on me and I die?
so, so you're sitting there playing, and you see Rocco come in,
Uh-huh.
and you see he seems to kind of blink in and out of, from what you can see. Like he goes from being there to not, to being there to not, to being there but being slightly transparent,
Yeah.
and then completely disappearing. And during that, you miss what is likely a good amount of notes in both the singing and the piano as you tried to just kind of reflexively play and maintain that composure while you were saying it. So not only did you mess that up, but it also doesn't seem like a lot of people in the tavern noticed
Okay.
that you messed that up, which might be a little offensive.
Yeah.
But
Everyone was paying attention.
right, yeah. But yeah, after seeing that, looking around, it doesn't look like anyone else in the tavern noticed. Go ahead and give me a sanity roll.
I don't like those rolls, Andrew. Let's see. That's one of the big top ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sanity. Here we go. Ugh.
All right. So you're not quite sure what exactly happened, obviously. You feel as though it's likely something to do with your drinks, or maybe it was like a reflection through the window or something. Maybe Rocco's outside or whatnot, and you just saw some weird trick of the light, right? You're not entirely sure what this all is about.
She's gonna get up and
Okay.
just stop, since no one's paying attention anyway.
Yeah.
And she's gonna.
But it seems that even your fellow agents and everything, while talking with Gleeson, are having a very quiet, kind of close conversation at the moment at the bar.
Okay. She's annoyed at it, but not in like a throw a fit type of way. Just like,
That's fair.
really? She's gonna go over to the bar to Adam and say, "Hey, did I have any absinthe or anything?
I'm sorry? What?
Did I have any absinthe?"
I don't believe so. I think it was
like
just whiskey. I think you did have a shot. Kind of. Yeah, I think that was
Oh.
just a stronger whiskey that we have.
Okay.
The
Well,
other ones
can I
was
have
what you
another
started
one
with
of
a
those?
Tom Collins, I want to say.
Yeah, I'll have
Yeah.
another whiskey. I think
Okay.
I'll sip it a little slower and
Would you like
think-
ice with it this time, Laura?
yes,
Okay.
that'd be great. Yeah, I'm just gonna
Makes
sit
you
here.
a glass of whiskey with some ice.
That's fine.
Like,
And she's gonna look.
You feeling all right?
Yeah, yeah. I never mess up when I play, and I messed up. It really threw me. Kind of weird.
Oh, so you did. I thought I heard something that seemed not how I remembered the song, but I wasn't sure if you were, I guess, free-forming it a little bit, right?
If I was free-forming, it wouldn't be bad. And that was bad.
That's
But
fair, yeah.
yeah, but I
know more
appreciate
about law than music, I guess. Yeah.
that somebody was at least listening, unlike my buddies over there.
Yeah, they're in a very deep conversation, from what I can tell. It
Yeah, they're
seems very serious.
yeah, they're very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and sip my drink, and then when I'm done, I'm gonna go break it up.
All right. And did you hear the door open, the front door?
I did hear the front door open, so maybe
Yeah,
you had absinthe also.
No, I don't drink while I work, actually. But I heard it open, but when I looked up, nobody walked in. I didn't.
Maybe we're
At least I
both
didn't see
losing it.
anybody there.
That's really weird.
Yeah. But you heard it too, so I don't know. Maybe it was the wind blew it open or something.
I don't think it's the wind.
Yeah.
But let's just drink, or I'll drink. You watch the door, and then I'll go ask my group of buddies.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Let's see. You do lose one sanity, even though you passed the roll, just because of the level of weirdness that it is, and for the fact that someone else confirms that they did also hear the door open, but then didn't see anything.
Okay. We don't see Rocco?
Yeah, you don't see Rocco anywhere.
Okay. Can I say that I finished my drink within 5 minutes and then I go walk over to the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I'm gonna
finish
walk over.
sipping on it. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask him to make me a tray of whatever they're drinking,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna carry it over there. However, she had Adam make Agent Gleeson's drink for which she wanted him to drink. And she comes to the table and she'll go, "You guys, if you're trying to be mysterious or have people not stare at you, you might not want to be looking so serious. So I brought you a platter of drinks, a tray of drinks, so we could lighten the mood. Because right now, you all look like a bunch of grown-ups that are very serious. There you go."
Well, we're just talking about work, you know?
Yeah.
And I already have a
fun.
drink.
That's all right. Here's another. Here's one. And here, I made this one specially for you, Agent Gleeson. And she's going to. Is anyone sitting next to him?
It was probably Forrest and Nora sitting next to each other, and Forrest
Okay.
was probably probably in between them. I think is how it was set up last time. So yeah, his seat is still open from where you were sitting initially.
Okay, so she's gonna sit there and say, "So what's so serious?"
We're just talking about everything that's been going on with our current case.
Yeah.
Trying to figure things out. Rocco should be here any moment. He said he was on his way over when I called him.
Hear the door open?
Everybody else rolled me a listen check to see if you did hear the door open. All right. So Nora heard something that was probably the door opening.
Oh.
I forgot to get something set up. Well, it's tricky running tech and
It very much so, yeah.
and this because it's like getting everything balanced. Okay, listen. Yes.
Wow, nicely done. All right.
I can put a
So yeah,
dot
you
in
both heard the front door open, but you were both also focused on your conversation that you didn't really bother to see necessarily who it was. Forrest, you did check to see who it was just because of your general kind of paranoia at this point and protection of Nora.
Yes.
But when you looked, you didn't see that anybody walked in. You just saw that the door kind of closed on its own.
So the door opened. I did my quick. I did the standard lean in as if lean in close to Nora, like I'm going to whisper something into her ear, and use that as the excuse to turn and look. And by that, this motion, whatever was there, was gone.
Pretty much. I'll give you a spot hidden.
Okay.
To see if you see anything fun. Oh, an extreme success. Okay. So
you saw Rocco.
Yeah, you saw something similar to what Cherry did. So you turn, you act like you're going to whisper something to Nora and everything, and turn your head to go glance towards the door, and you see Rocco coming in. You see a little bit more detail than what Cherry noticed, but he walks in. He seems a little off, possibly like he's in pain. It's hard to tell. But then he kind of blinks out of sight in that same spot, like he's just there one moment and then gone the next. Blinks back in, then kind of starts to go transparent a little bit and blinks out completely. Go ahead and give me a sanity roll. The drawback of seeing things in Cthulhu.
I'm gonna push it based on my readings of
Harper McLean.
I'm gonna push it, which is worse, I realize, which could be bad, but I got a 50-50 shot. Wow. Wow.
Oh, boy.
I no longer speak English.
Okay, so what do I lose?
Let me how don't you lose at this point?
Well, I know I lose. I mean, that's
right, exactly. Yeah.
It's just a question of what should I roll.
Roll. This is a decent amount, but
Is there a roll blood loss?
right. I'll say because you pushed it and everything with how the fact that's got to be worse. Give me 2d6 roll that you lose.
I actually had it typed in already. Wow. Okay, that's good.
Oh, that's a lot to lose all at once. So let me pull up the rules for a temporary bout of insanity, I believe.
Let's see.
That is what that means.
All
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Refresh my memory
If
on
your
it.
laundry come back in your character somehow.
All right.
Well,
so if an investigator loses 5 or more sanity points as the result of one roll, sufficient emotional trauma has been suffered. So now give me an intelligence check. The one roll that might actually save Forrest.
Yep.
Right.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to use. I think he's got to hold it together. So he's going to use luck.
All right. You don't have a lot left.
I don't have a lot left.
15 of it.
Yep, but he's going to use.
Okay.
He has to hold it together because. Well, actually, let me check. There's a fair point. Let's see. Yeah, he has to hold it together, so he's gonna use whatever he's got.
Okay.
So that takes my luck down to 13. Hey,
Ooh.
lucky number, man.
All right.
Yeah.
So essentially what happens, your brain has no way to understand what it just saw. So it essentially represses the experience. So as far as you are aware in the situation, you looked up and thought you saw something odd, but it was just the door opened. Like the wind blew it open or something.
Okay. Yeah. He his chair
Mm-hmm.
gets really shoved over really close to Nora. It's like I assume we're on a 4-person, or actually probably we're on a table. Jim's around now. He shuffles his chair over closer, and
Mm-hmm.
so that his arm, instead of just resting on the middle of the back of her chair, can actually go around to the outside of,
Mm-hmm.
as far, basically go around. He's not like, he wants to be able to scoop her and run with her. I don't, realistically, what it probably looks like is those that awkward teenage boy scooting closer to a girl and to using it as an excuse, and using the yawn as an excuse to get his arm around her.
Grown men do
All right.
it too.
Yes, I know.
All right.
We do. Man, why can't I get it? Okay, I'm gonna stop myself.
Texas grown men. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Well, I'm not sure they get
It's
big in
dumb.
Texas. I don't think they grow up. But okay, that's enough. I've insulted a state. I've insulted an entire state now, or half of the state.
Yep.
But
Even the children are bigger in Texas.
yes.
I have
Just
proof.
get grown children.
Right. So Nora, how do you feel about this? You heard the door open. You didn't really bother to look or anything because it's a tavern. People come and go.
Yeah.
And then Forrest kind of, I guess the best way to put it is it gets closer and puts your arm more around you, right? His arm?
Yeah. Puts his arm.
Yeah.
It's still technically, I'm not below
it's more
30
than the
yet.
chair, but yeah.
It's on top of the rest of the chair,
Mm-hmm.
but it goes across the entire top of the chair.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point she's pretty familiar with his overprotectiveness.
Right.
Is something wrong for us?
A gut feeling.
Mhm.
Instinct.
What's your gut feeling there, pal? Says Agent Gleeson.
Something wrong just happened.
I'm gonna try and see what I can see.
Okay.
Just see if there's anything that he might have subconsciously spotted that
Right.
he hasn't consciously noticed.
Give me a spot hidden there, Nora. What do you mean something feels off?
Nice.
I got a hard success.
All right. So you look towards the door just as it's closing and everything. And you know that because of how heavy the door is, it's not likely that the wind would have blown it open.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing how it is and the fact that it closes pretty solidly and kind of latches, so like you would have to turn the knob to open the door pretty much, right? So clearly somebody either just came in or left. And then looking around the tavern, it doesn't look like there's anybody that you recognize as having left. So go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
I was feeling really good about being able to take on that golem and slam him into the wall.
Right.
And then it just kind of all went away. It just, which fits, right? As far as
right. Yeah.
It just all that good feeling just vanished too quickly. The only one who can really make me feel that foolish that quickly, well, two people, you or Nora, could, but no, just something,
Well, if there's anything I've learned is to trust your instincts in this line of work. Nora, looking at how uneasy Forrest feels, there's nobody new in the tavern or anything. There's no way that door opened without somebody or something opening it on purpose. The first spot your mind goes is to those black hounds that you saw, and the fact that nobody else at that time could see them. Maybe there's something that came in that you just can't see.
Would Sherry have a line of sight to the door?
At the moment, yeah. She walked over kind of towards you, since it's towards the door, with that set of drinks. Nora, go ahead and give me an occult roll.
Sherry asked, did you guys hear the door open? She hasn't finished her sentence.
Ah, okay, sorry.
Oh, why are you sorry? I'm to be sorry.
I wasn't sure if I was the one that interrupted you.
No.
Nora, roll a d4 for me. +1. D4 +1. Wow. All right. So
I don't know if to be happy or not about that.
well, that does affect your sanity, but essentially because you now have 4 ranks in Cthulhu Mythos for the things that you've experienced and studied and have actually been able to kind of get some level of understanding for. But the issue is you don't need to change sanity on your character sheet essentially at all, but your max possible is 4 lower than what it would otherwise be. So normally the max possible is 99, so now yours can't go any higher than 95.
Okay.
That's how the Cthulhu Mythos skill works. So if you ever get more, it can start lowering your max sanity. Right.
So when the door opened and then Forrest was doing all of that, he's trying to figure out, he's like, I don't know why, but I feel bad gut feelings. So this is kind of, I guess, not interrupting Cherry's entrance, but this is kind of 5 minutes ago when she noticed the door open and then she took her drink. Okay.
Right, yeah. But then Cherry comes in with the drinks and everything, and
yeah. When Forrest is trying to figure out why he's feeling antsy, Nora will say, it could be due to the fact that the door just opened, but nobody came in or left.
Agent Gleeson looks over towards the door and is like, yeah, that's a pretty heavy door. I don't know why that would happen.
And we just faced creatures in the library that nobody else could see.
Is this the first time you mentioned it to Agent Gleeson? I can't remember from last time.
Yes,
I don't know if this part was included.
This specific part was not included, no.
Yeah.
Like,
we mostly talked about, we figured out that the...
Yeah, I don't even think we mentioned the golem. That was, when I brought up about beating up the golem, that was like the first time.
Right, yeah.
There
So you dealt
were-
with the golem, was a 7-foot guy.
Yeah.
And
Then there
you
were-
also saw creatures that nobody else could see?
Yes, the most.
So this is
likely
apparently the
spectral
super serious conversation that was going on while
entity.
Gary was
Yeah,
getting
that
drinks.
Jerry
Yeah.
comes up. It's like, yes, most likely spectral entities.
What did they look
dogs.
like? Dogs.
He's like, I don't know.
Any more details on the
Forrest,
hounds?
you saw missing posters for dogs
Yep.
that looked similar, right?
They were missed. Yeah, they had missing posters up for those dogs.
But they seemed to move through the shadows. It
They-
seemed.
Yeah. No, I
Okay.
mean, yeah, better than, I mean, yeah, you remember that spook,
hmm
Christian.
Yeah,
Um,
we've dealt with some pretty stealthy people before.
Yeah, he did that guy. These things had, he had nothing on these things. I got
Yeah.
to the point where I about 50-50 of the time, okay, maybe 25% of the time, look, I could spot
Yeah.
him coming out of the shadows. These things just like, they just,
They were the shadow, pretty
yeah,
much, right? What
Yeah.
color were these dogs?
Weren't they?
What's that?
They were black, weren't they?
yeah, they were,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they were black. Until we saw the poster, I just assumed they were, and then I list, Hound from Hell, from which I'm quoting from the Harper McLean stories.
Honestly, if it was some form of specter or hellhound, I kinda hope it was for what
I
it
don't-
could otherwise be.
Believe they were hellhounds. They don't match any description I've heard of.
That's fair.
As Cherry wants.
And I think this is when Cherry comes over.
So she'll walk out.
Yeah, just as
being
Gleason's
super
about to
serious.
say something,
Yeah.
and then Cherry comes in.
Really? And
Why are you
when
being so
Gleeson goes quiet, I go, really? I mean, I've only seen the one set of descriptions about hellhounds as Cherry walks up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she probably overheard something about hellhounds.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess?
she overheard hellhounds. Yes.
Well, she'll say, "What was that? Your biker name?" Or
No, we're just talking about the case we're working on. That
Okay.
we're all working on. That's all.
since we're in a public place and everything, try not to.
Well,
be
yeah. I
super
mean,
serious.
What,
I don't know if
Over drinks is not an uncommon thing in a bar.
no, it's not.
Here's some more drinks. You guys saw the door open, right?
I
Yeah.
heard it.
Here's a weird question. I don't know if I've had too much to drink, but was Rocco supposed to come here?
Forrest, give me a sanity check when she says that. This
I've-
is the awesome part of repressed memories.
Holy crap.
All right. So somehow, essentially, that doesn't really trigger the memory. You have convinced yourself enough that nope, it was just some sort of odd thing with my eyes. There's no way that was it. All it was the door opening and closing.
Yep.
Anyone?
No, he
He's
should be
supposed
on
to
his
here
way over.
shortly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he should be here, I would think, by now.
I
Maybe-
just had the weirdest experience. I was looking at the door. And she sits down and she leans in. Now I'm going to say she intentionally moves her chair. So she takes advantage of this as much as she can, super close to Agent Gleeson as she hands him his drink. And she's
right.
going to say, and the weird thing is I saw Rocco, but then I didn't see Rocco, but then I did see Rocco. It was as if, you know, when you're watching a movie and the tape comes off and it just kind of flickers. It was like that. I'm sure it's, and I've had too much to drink. I've never experienced anything
Possibly.
like that my whole life.
Of course, you have to make another sanity check because she's describing pretty much exactly what you saw. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
That is a
Sweet.
super ridiculously repressed memory right
Yeah.
now.
I have taken that
Yeah.
and I have beaten that down
Right.
into my subconscious.
Yeah, it is so far deep in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
Oh,
trying.
man. Wow.
Um,
All the way to the back of the mind as far as it could possibly go.
yep. Oh, I
That's a bit odd. Cherry, are you sure that's what you saw? I mean, it's fine if it is. I've seen some weird
Am I
things
sure?
like that before too, but
What are you implying, Agent Gleeson?
oh
That
boy.
I'm some hysterical woman?
Oh boy.
no, that it's a weird thing that you saw. I just said I've seen some weird shit too before.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it does feel weird. It's just weird. Yeah, I agree. But
Okay.
I just wondered. If
All right.
anyone
I give him the universal male sign that he has started to dig a hole.
Mhm.
Whether or not he picks
Is
up
the
on it.
eyes slightly widened and the micro head shakes no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not while you're ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check it out. Okay.
Hmm.
You all stay here. I'm gonna go look.
All right.
Hey, don't forget your drink. She
And
just
he
giggled.
takes a rather large sip of it and sets it down. It's probably like half of it that he just had, and be like, "All right,"
Yeah.
and then goes towards the door. What did you get for him?
Probably.
It's still Monday the 3rd, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Probably just a strong. Is that what she got him last time? What's in a Tom Collins whiskey?
Yeah. Isn't it a whiskey
Vodka?
drink and
I think it is,
Let's
yes.
just
whiskey
so
base?
just
I
more
forget what else.
whiskey. Heavy on the whiskey.
Right. Right. Let me.
She's just trying to
do-
get him to relax. She wants to see
It's
the rest
gin.
of the bag.
Classic
Gin.
Tom Collins
Gin.
is
Thank
gin,
you.
lemon
Gin
juice, sugar,
drink.
and club soda.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a gin drink. And I'll show you how much we actually drank.
I know.
Well,
Or at least
gin
Tom
drinks, I
Collins
don't.
specifically, right? Yeah, yeah.
Jack and Coke is enough for me.
But yeah, Cherry, you know that drink is probably about 3 times more gin than it should be,
Yes.
right? But he takes half of it, and you get no reaction
Oh.
from it. I just
right.
rolled, and he got a 5 on a deep
Oh my
percentile.
lord.
So
Wow.
yeah,
She's impressed. She's
Yeah.
enjoying.
So he just pounded 2 shots of gin.
of gin,
Yeah.
absolutely no reaction.
Good
Not even like a
lord.
minor facial tick
Yeah.
from it,
Nice.
and he wasn't expecting
Yeah.
to
Right.
do it either.
So it's got a touch of carbonated water and not
Right,
the
yeah.
full 2
Just a
ounces
little-
that it's supposed to have.
No,
I
I'm
can see him
sorry.
cheering, going, "This is great."
I'm sorry. That was a jigger. he just pounded 2 jiggers of it, which is a little bit bigger than a shot. If I remember
yeah,
correctly.
yeah, it's
I was
it's like a shot and a
I'm giving
half,
up
right?
really.
Because
Yep.
it's the other side of the
Yes.
shaker thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Technical terms for bartending. But yeah, he goes to the door. He opens it, looks around, looks out. After a moment, kind of closes the door again. Feels like, no, I don't see anything now. At least.
Can I?
Are you
look
sure he
while you're
wasn't-
doing that?
What's that?
Can I
Yeah, you
Look-
can do something during those moments.
like a spot hidden or
Yeah,
See if
yeah.
I
What are you
see-
looking for?
I want to see if I see Rocco.
Okay.
Oh, I do have the occult. They're not very high. I have a 5. that typical?
For,
Occult?
for
I mean,
how
it's a low
little,
skill, but it's there.
but for how
If
little.
you want, you can
yeah.
roll occult. Yeah.
Okay. Why not?
See if this happens to be in the realm of weirdness. Wow.
Oh, that's
That is
weird.
ridiculously close.
I know.
You could spend just 3 luck and make that a
Okay,
success.
that's what I'll do. I'm gonna
Wow.
do that. Where's
All right.
This
so
is
you
why it's
spend
worth rolling even
3
your low
luck.
skills.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I get to put
So yeah, make sure to
a
deduct
mark
3
in
from
there?
your luck. Forrest, did you deduct your? You did deduct your sanity.
Oh yeah, I deducted it. It's
And do I get to
I-
click it?
I still can't believe you avoided having a temporary insanity from that one. That was a lot to take all at once. All right, what's that?
Did
yeah.
I get to click occult still?
You don't get to put the dot next to it because it has to be a legitimate success, not one through luck or through pushing or
Okay.
anything. But yeah, you. Let's see. The best thing that you can figure with a cult is he's some sort of. It was some sort of ghost, maybe.
Okay.
But of course, if that was the case, then that means Rocco might be dead.
Okay.
If it was a ghost, and if ghosts really exist.
Right. She will keep that all to herself
Hmm.
and just
Yeah, I think even internally, she's just like, okay, if I mention that, then I would definitely sound crazy.
yeah. she's using wisdom. She's
Right.
like, unless I know that for sure, everything in me tells me to keep that to myself.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, I know Rocco probably should have been here by now. Being
know
that
that we-
you think you saw him for a moment and now he's not actually here, I'm going to guess that that's at least in some way true that something happened to him. Whether it's like an intuition thing or something, I don't know. But I think it might be worth going over to wherever his garage is and taking a look.
Okay.
Try to see if we can find him or figure out what happened. Does anybody know if he would drive or walk here?
I have no idea.
Was it his car that he used, or was it like a company car when he was accompanying me?
It was his car, which is essentially a company car-ish, but it's more personal than your normal company car. Right.
How far?
Like he
where-
named it too, which I forget the name.
Well, he's pretty close to where we're at, so it wouldn't be.
Yeah,
It's
He's-
December.
yeah. It is December. I mean,
It takes cabs, so
he probably wouldn't have risked trying to cold start the car even from the garage or whatnot, right? Just to go a couple blocks.
So
It's more
Which
likely that he
is
would
really what it looks like.
walk, probably.
Yeah, more likely that he would either walk or yeah, he probably wouldn't even get a cab for that, honestly.
Okay. So are we walking?
Um,
Right.
Yeah.
Stand up
Okay.
and
all right.
pull out Nora's chair when she stands up, and
All right, well, Gleeson goes over to Adam and everything and seems to pay for everybody's drinks.
But wait,
Yeah.
when he does, he
Yeah.
finds out Cherry has already settled the bill.
So like you see him
Because
from a
she's got-
distance, pulls out money, and Adam's just like, it's it's taken care of, right? It's like he has a confused look and is like, you sure? Okay,
yeah, he never
Right.
has that trouble with me.
right.
I'm,
And Adam doesn't make a mention of how or who or anything necessarily. He
right.
just says, nope, it's taken care of. And Agent Gleeson comes back to like, okay, let's go to this garage. It's in one of the engineering buildings, as I understand.
Yep.
The Pierce Engineering Building, I believe.
Okay, just a second. I gotta change into my galoshes. I can't walk in heels.
That is fair.
So she does so.
Forrest, if you want to take a quick look outside while she's
Sure.
getting ready, just to make sure everything looks all right.
Yep.
Nora's weighing whether or not Forrest would actually agree to her just going back to her dorm room to look over everything that I've got now. Sighs, and then figures she's gonna go with them.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's
not worth
Yep.
it,
He
right?
takes stick my head outside. You want to roll or anything or?
Give me a track roll.
Oh, okay, not my specialty, but who knows? Ooh,
Oh.
man, I'm not sure.
It isn't.
It's entirely
I
possible.
Yeah.
You know what?
Mhm.
Nope,
Oh,
nope. I could make that work, but
You could.
but
With
it
the
would
rest
use
of
up
your
But
life.
yeah.
all of my luck. So no,
Right.
No.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
no.
So,
I take some. I take the extra time to look around and
Yeah. You don't really see like there's a normal amount of traffic, which isn't much.
yeah,
Not much in the way of foot traffic, except maybe one person across the street here or there, right?
Yeah.
You do see footprints in the sidewalk and everything in the snow leading up to this door and everything like that, but none that you recognize as being like a specific person's
Yep.
tracks. It's all just kind of one on top of the other
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
mixed in, right?
So yeah, and so eventually, as I'm
Mhm.
walking around checking, I obliterate them.
Right, right. Completely. There goes the evidence.
Well,
Right?
once
Yeah.
I figure out no, that's not
Yeah.
that's not what I need to worry about.
Give me a spot hidden though.
I don't want to.
Yeah, you step on every last piece of anything that was possibly in the snow.
Yeah. Uh, uh,
Yeah. There was a second after you stepped and everything. They were like, "Wait, was that?" No, it probably wasn't anything.
nothing to be worried about.
While Forrest is out checking and everything, Agent Gleeson is going to lean in towards Nora and just be like, "Quick question: Has
Hmm.
Cherry been exposed or seen anything weird before that moment?"
There was the experience we all had before leaving for the set.
You all had it, including Cherry?
Yes. You recall the meeting we had when we met
Mm-hmm.
just before you inducted me.
Right.
From that moment to when we arrived on set, that memory is missing, and everyone seems to have relived some part of the past.
Including
time.
Cherry. Okay.
As far as I'm aware, yes.
That might actually explain a little bit of what she saw too, just now.
I am curious. How do you remember that
The
Sylvia's
report?
disappearance is different? Yes.
I mean, it's a complicated thing, but it is a bit simple to put. I'll have to probably explain it to you. Not here, though.
Fair.
It's also likely the same reason why I think Cherry might have actually seen what she thinks she saw.
Chances you think that Forrest would allow me to return to my dorm room instead of going with you all to find Rocco?
I mean, if
I need
that's
to look things over.
in the book you just got, I'm guessing.
Yes.
All right, well, my plan initially was to go to the Semitic Museum because I know there's a good location there that we can talk in private. So I'll have me and Cherry go to this engineering building, see if we see any signs of Rocco, and I'll just have you and Forrest go back to your room. So he'll watch you there and you can do a little bit of research, but we need to convene at the museum maybe in a couple hours.
Thank you.
And then Forrest would walk in and Agent Gleeson would walk over to Cherry and be like, "All right, everything good? You got those?
I do.
All right. Forrest, how's the look out there?"
Clear. Nothing untoward or any signs of anything.
All right. Well, there is a slight change in plan. Me and Cherry are going to go to Rocco's garage and check on him.
Going to go to Rocco's.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Forrest, you go ahead and take Nora back to her place to give her a chance to look over her notes and everything in a bit more of a protected area, right?
All right, that makes sense. Okay.
And then in a couple hours, we'll reconvene at the Semitic Museum.
Sounds good.
All right.
Not Nora. I'm Cherry. Cherry will walk over and just kind of nudge your sister, like, see you later.
Yeah.
It honestly does seem like the kind of reaction Nora would have.
She knows, and Cherry's not going to hug her, that's for sure.
Right.
She knows better.
All right.
Or embrace her, be like, see you, sweet sister. That's
Cherry, do you
I think
you
that'd
mind
be
if
like me getting that reaction from any of my siblings.
Right,
like,
right.
What's wrong with you? Are you dying?
I know my sister would be like, why are you touching me? Am I
Nora, Forrest, do you either you two need a ride over to your place, or are you gonna walk, or did you drive here?
It's not that far from her
Well,
place.
I think you walked from the library, didn't you? You caught a cab to the library and then walked here from the library. So, yeah, from where you are at, it's 3 short blocks
Oh, yeah.
to the dorms. Yeah.
We'll walk.
All right. Cherry, did you want to drive, or do you want me to drive? I'm good either way.
I didn't drive, I took a cab.
Oh, well then I'll drive so I don't leave my car here then.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
You know, if you wanted time alone with me, you could have just asked.
Okay, at this point, Forrest is going to do the behind the back hand thing and guide Nora out, because he honestly doesn't want to be here for this conversation.
Right, yeah. Cherry, give me a psychology roll.
Okay.
This will be funny. Let's see how it goes. Oh, no. So after saying that, you see Gleeson kind of exchanges a quick look with Forrest as Forrest just kind of takes Nora and heads off. And it's not clear exactly what that meant.
Okay.
But he doesn't seem to really respond. So he's going to be like, all right, let's go focus and try to find Rocco if we can.
God, boss. Like she's tracking what he's trying to say. Focus on work. She could be professional.
All right.
There's been no evidence of that so far.
And Gleeson has black, very, not bad, but not very nice looking, I guess I would say, a 4-door sedan. It's in really good condition. It looks really nice, but it's not so nice that it would stand out.
Okay.
And opens the door for you and everything on the passenger side. And
She will say, thanks, buddy. And then we'll get in.
All right. And he closes the door and everything, goes to the driver's side, gets in, starts it up, and starts driving over to the Pierce Engineering building.
Does your sister always do this?
Yeah, I think so.
The flirting? Wow. I mean, hey, I'm just happy she's targeted Gleeson. He can handle it.
So on your walk on over, during part of your walk and everything, you do walk by that cafe that you initially convened at right after discovering the Tome of Iskan,
Mm-hmm.
where everything happened. And a little bit of that memory kind of comes back of that situation, but nothing more than what you don't already remember. It's just kind of refreshes a little bit of what that was. And go ahead and give me spot hidden rolls as you walk by it. All right. All right.
Oh,
Wow.
not on it. It's hidden by snow. Whatever it is, it's hidden by snow.
Hidden by snow, yeah.
I mean, we could have failed
Yeah.
worse, but it really would have required some
You
work.
walk right on by the cafe. You see, like, there's a couple patrons outside or whatnot.
Oh, I'm tempted to push that. Oh.
But nothing of any note from what you can tell.
Can I push it?
You
I wanna
can if
push
you
it.
want to.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. I can't fail much more.
Oh, but you did though.
Have we? I mean, looking back here,
I got a successful roll earlier.
You're right. You did. Since
it's
my
been
sanity
happening, but-
thing,
Yeah.
it's
So, Nora,
Yeah.
when you and Forrest walk by it, you think for a moment, it's like, wait a minute, there was a guy right outside the cafe with two black dogs. And that is where we'll go to break.
Glad I gave you that.
yeah. Be
Yep.
back in 10,
We'll have
folks.
fun with that one. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Shadows of Nox with Echoes of the OSS. Tonight's little episode, Time is Fleeting. Everybody just got done with their meeting at Doyle's Tavern and are headed on their own various ways. Nora is heading to take a look more into the Necronomicon, because that's always a wonderful idea. And Forrest is going along to kind of protect her. But on the way, they passed by the old cafe that they first dealt with the Tome of Iskan and met this mysterious man that they learned was Richard Freemantle. And on the way by, Nora could have swore she saw somebody outside that cafe with two black dogs. Meanwhile, Cherry and Agent Gleeson headed to Pierce Engineering Building on campus to check on Rocco and to see if he's okay, because he seems to have gone missing or something is off, seeing that at that point he should have already been able to reunite with the group at Doyle's Tavern. So, Ava, if you could go ahead and read the next entry into Dr. Sommerfeld's journal for
Yeah.
November 11th.
Yeah. Sunday, November 11th. It didn't work. The device worked. Everything had power it needed. The Tesla coils ran fine and we didn't blow any fuses. The lights even indicated the coordinates properly once I keyed them all in. It just didn't work. Nothing really happened aside from the device making me black out and giving me a ridiculous headache. Thankfully, Eve was there to take care of me and turn off the machine before it did any more damage. I'm going to have to add a safety program to my computer in case this happens again. Eve even suggested the meditations again. She seems to think the device would have worked if I had just opened my mind to it more. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll have to figure that out later. I have classes to teach tomorrow anyway.
Go ahead and read the next day, too. The very following day.
Yeah, Monday, November 12th. We've had an unexpected visitor. Eve's brother, William, has come to stay. She's never mentioned him before. He's very charming, but a little strange. I guess Eve is too, but then again, I'm sure you could say the same thing about me. I also feel odd that my mysterious financial supporter has not been seen since the first time I met him, though he has called to make sure that I am getting what I need for the device. He even thinks that maybe I should take Eve's advice and meditate on my problems more. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go well.
Right.
Sorry, that last was an aside from Ava.
Yeah. So
Okay, there was no William on the list. I assume on the list of suspected Soviet spies.
there was not.
So it's not tied into that. Not that I expected.
Well, in the was it the telegram or the letter? No, it was definitely the letter that had it said,
Mhm.
"Don't trust Eve or her brother."
Correct. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now you at least have a name for who this
Yeah.
brother is. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with that, Nora and Forrest, go and give me a listen check.
So we're back in her place?
You're still passing by that
On
cafe.
the way.
Okay, we're still passing by that cafe.
Oh, for the love of!
Oh my, yeah. Oh my.
You just
There we go. All right.
Thank you. We finally got a success.
So, Forrest.
Yeah.
You've over the time that you've known Nora, you've gotten better and better about reading kind of some of her reactions and everything. And you two felt a little uneasy as you passed by that cafe once again. But you noticed for a moment that Nora felt a little extra uneasy about it. And then you started hearing a voice that feels familiar, even though I don't think you really remember hearing it before. And you kind of glance over and see this man kind of kneeling down right by these two black dogs, black labs, that look just like the poster that you saw, the missing poster.
Oh, I wasn't just saying things. Good.
Okay.
And as you walk by and everything, you overhear him talking to them. Where did it go? Here we go. But yeah, you overhear him saying like, I can't believe this is happening. And like he's kind of petting them a little bit. They used to worship me in Egypt. I even had to tell Einstein and them about the ways of atomic fission, but now I have to deal with all this. Leave it up to my father being the idiot that he is. Now I just have to go deliver more messages. And then you see as he leads the dogs towards a what looks to be a nice kind of older model but decent sized car.
Mm-hmm.
You see the black dogs kind of lick his hands as he leads them into the car. And you see the 7-foot man, Joseph, is the one there opening the doors for him to the car. And you see Joseph, after he lets him in, opens the door and gets into the driver's seat. And Joseph's face looks completely fine.
Okay.
I'll have you roll a sanity check.
I guess. I mean, I kind of expected it to be fine.
Right.
Not really
Nora,
super-
go ahead and give me another spot hidden to see if you happen to
Whoa.
look in that general direction in that time.
Okay, hang, I was going to say this.
Yeah.
He is, well, okay, probably doesn't matter. Yeah. He was going to pull her in a little bit tighter as we're walking, you know, the reach out one so that she doesn't see the dogs. And
which works with her spot hidden.
right, which works with which.
I think I've gone blind and deaf.
Well, no. I would that
With all my failures.
that
You'd be an
right there was
overprotective. Just as you look up, Forrest
Yeah.
stands in the way, and
yeah. No, it was literally I do the pulling her close into my side. so that we're kind of walking with the same steps and cadence. And it also gives me that, excuse to do the same, bend down like I'm about to say something to her. And so I've got one eye on that guy and the golem. And so we can just keep going. Which way is the vehicle facing?
It's facing away from you. From what you were able to tell, neither Mr. Freemantle or Joseph the golem or the dogs seem to react to whether or not they even noticed you.
Okay. So then I'm just gonna keep going the same way. Don't give them any indication that anything is going wrong. A play along. I just I want to get us back. I want to get us to the end of this street, and I'll explain why I'm doing this. Okay.
All right, yeah, you get past Walker Street, which is just past where the cafe is.
Yep.
You have 1 block essentially to go before you get to where her dorms are.
Okay.
But you're now also a block away from that cafe.
Yep. Did the car drive off?
Yes.
They drove off? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to speed up a little bit. Nothing too, I don't want her to have to run. Yes, I know she's faster than me, but
when she wants to be, yeah.
Yeah. No. But I'm going to try and keep it so that it's not obvious. I passed my sanity, and I've actually, that's a pretty good sanity roll. So
yeah, no, that is a pretty amazing sanity roll. However your mind reasons some of that away, Mr. Freemantle is likely just somebody with illusions of grandeur, from what you understand.
And I've already kind of come to, in my head, it's a golem. It's
right, exactly. That pretty much confirmed, helped confirm rather, your suspicions that he's a golem.
Yep.
His face is completely fixed, despite what happened to him earlier that same day.
Yep. No. It's he's the same as because if I'd thrown somebody else into the corner of a thing like that, it would have damaged the wood. So he is simply a tank. I know how to destroy. Well, I know how to destroy German tanks. Now I have to figure out how to destroy Irish golems.
Right. Well,
it's a different mind. It's a different thing. Or get the
Italian.
Italian. Okay, no. Italian golems.
No, it's of Prague. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
I am so horrible with my nationalities.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Oh, you're right. It wasn't originally. It was. I just have to know how to destroy Jewish cabal golems. So Nazi tanks, cabal golems. It's the same mindset. I'm going to keep telling myself that with that 4 sanity roll, so we can get to her place.
Yep. All right. Yep. You get to her place without incident. During that time over, Nora, you keep thinking to yourself, is just like, I know I saw somebody with probably those same 2 black dogs from earlier, but that can't quite be right. Otherwise, they probably would have come after us. And a couple times you look over your shoulder again, but don't see anything following you. You don't feel anything uneasy like you did when those shadows were watching you in the library.
Okay, I have a question for you after this game, because I'm putting things together that Nora obviously has not, and I just made a connection that I need to know if I'm right.
That is fair.
Yeah. No,
it's another level if, as the keeper, you can make your players also go insane.
As we get up to a room, as we get into a room, about the point we were passing the cafe when I got when I pulled you close, I spotted well, I spotted somebody who was, his voice was familiar. I heard him.
Yeah, and you did recognize him as that mysterious man that you know
okay.
to be Mr. Freemantle.
Yeah. I saw
So, the
Freemantle.
peg leg and
Yeah.
his cane and everything.
Okay. I saw Freemantle. He was talking about the Egyptians formerly worshiping him, and something, his father screwed up something so that he even had to reveal the secrets of the bomb to Einstein. And Freemantle had those dogs with him, was playing with them. And Fremantle's driver was the golem with his face fixed. So as soon as we get a chance, I gotta go see we gotta go see a rabbi.
Yeah. Nora, give me a sanity roll as he explains all this to you.
Fair. I wonder how much of what I put together she can put. Oh no.
Ooh. All right. Roll a d4.
Okay. Oh no.
4. Wow.
Yeah.
As much as you could possibly do without having to worry about temporary insanity. Go ahead and give yourself another point in Cthulhu Mythos, Nora.
Okay.
Forrest, go ahead and give me an intelligence roll.
Yeah.
Or actually, give me an occult roll, rather.
Yep.
Much less likely to succeed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So does she look shaken with a 4? Loss?
Yeah, she's at least, to you, visibly shaken in some way.
So
But
yeah, that 4 that I
she's
rolled
keeping
out.
it together, yeah.
Yep.
Also, that was a sanity loss that I took from that
Yes,
4 as well. That 4 sanity loss.
The 4 was the sanity loss, and then your Cthulhu Mythos increased by 1.
Yep.
Cool. Can I make an occult roll to put together things about from what he just told me?
Depends on what you want to put together. But yeah, go ahead and give me an occult roll. Wow,
Okay,
hard
I'm just
success.
gonna ask my
All right.
question then. Is Freemantle Anubis?
Anubis? No.
No?
No.
I was for sure with the mention of the dogs. He can't be Toth, can he?
No.
All right, what do I put together then?
From that,
I'm so disappointed. Anubis would fit so.
Yeah.
So
Nora's
good.
probably thinking along those same lines right now. Especially with how weird everything's been getting and everything. The idea that this guy.
And I'm already on the Egyptian path with the Egyptian mummy that I found note of, and he said something about Egypt.
The mention of the Egyptian dig in Dr. Sommerfeld's notes. Of course, which wasn't in Egypt, was somewhere in Syria. But he also had notes indicating that during that era of Egypt, that was actually a area of land that Egypt controlled, where that dig was. Before they got pushed back into more of what everybody recognizes as
Wait a
Egypt.
minute. There was a name that I found that would make sense. Nefrenka.
Yes.
That's who he probably is.
That's likely what Nora puts together with it, is that this guy is either Nefrenka related to in some way, or is possibly one of the things that became what is now known as a deity from Egypt, right? Also, in Nora's notes from before, I believe you've had this before.
Where I put together, he looked like the. I was looking over those notes earlier. Where are they at?
Yeah. Too bad I can't.
Montagny La Police, Etienne Fremont.
Yes. Correct. Yes.
But I made my sanity roll at that time, so I was like, probably just a relative.
Right. Now, yeah. So you still believe that he is related in some way to those two?
probably just,
Based on what you were able to find,
altered
you
something,
do
right?
think there's a good chance that Etienne Fremont and Montigny La Police, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing horribly wrong, are the same person, based on some of the notes of Dr. Sommerfeld and everything else that you've come across.
Yeah.
But Mr. Freemantle is likely some sort of descendant of theirs, at least with the way he looks. But if he is this Egyptian figure of some kind, maybe that means he's either like a reincarnation or possibly possessing the body that he's in. You can go ahead and give me a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Sure. If I get low enough, I can use luck.
All right.
Hmm.
That'd be 13 luck. That's a lot of luck.
I have 49 currently,
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
so I think that's worth it.
Okay.
That's 13. That brings me down to 36.
All
What
right.
is
That's
luck
how math works.
renew?
That's how math works.
What's that?
When does luck renew?
When I give you a chance to roll for
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's only because of me that you don't have any more luck than you currently
oh, okay. So never. Okay.
do. Yeah. So,
Uh-huh.
Nora, with that, you kind of take some of that in. Do you mention any of that to Forrest?
Well, right now,
Mhm.
Forrest has gone and grabbed her favorite shawl or blanket or whatever she
Mm-hmm.
wraps around herself because she kind of
Mhm.
looks shaken.
Mhm.
While she was doing her whole muttering, thinking things through, he'd wrapped that around her. Then he went and started the tea that she
Mm-hmm.
likes to settle her.
And
And
like
then,
while he's making the tea, she's
yeah,
all over the place getting books, and
Yeah.
from when
Mhm.
she was looking up the Etienne and the other one, and she's
Yeah, the
got
pirate. Yeah.
so many things because I'm putting things together, and I don't like the conclusions I'm coming to.
Yeah. So about the point at which
Mhm.
she comes to this conclusion, there's a cup of tea ready to be handed to her.
All right.
Um,
Yeah, you do so right as she's looking at her various points of research and everything. With the Cthulhu Mythos roll and spending luck and everything, so you set the Necronomicon down and everything.
Yeah, it's also on
Right.
the bed.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting to
Because
that
you need a
next.
large enough surface,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Are you kind of like sitting with your legs crossed, essentially, on the bed with all this surrounding you, or are you just using the bed as a table?
Once I've got it all set out, she's definitely like sitting on the bed. Like she's got the bed.
Mm-hmm.
The bed is like against a wall, and so she's
Mhm.
seated here, and everything is spread out in front of her.
Right. Okay. As you set the Necronomicon down, the book itself opens as it hits the bed and everything.
That's not creepy.
It's normal.
Well, this is the part of the luck that you got, right? With
Yeah.
the roll there. And it turns to a page, not the one that you have bookmarked, but this entry here. Let me get it into.
well, that's not creepy at all.
Let me see if I can get it. It's in the. So it'll be in the Necronomicon handout. Is this? Yeah, those are just. Well, it's not creepy at all.
The book opening up on its
Right?
own.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't gotta worry about that. It's fine.
Maybe it's Freemantle we need to kill.
We're signing up to kill things?
Oh, right. I haven't told Jerry that yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, well, that's true.
Jerry
Actually,
just
yeah.
thinks he's a
You've
spy.
never, yeah, you're right. You've never seen,
Okay, it should be
Yeah.
in there as the last little entry for you to be able to see.
Okay.
And if you want, you can read that poem out loud too.
Oh, yes. She probably will. Like, ignoring Forrest's comment on that's not creepy at all.
Which this moment isn't going to help Forrest's perception of this being creepy.
And at last from inner Egypt came the strange dark one to whom the fellas bowed. That wild beast followed him and licked his hands. Soon from the sea a noxious birth began. Forgotten lands with weedy spires of gold. The ground was cleft and mad auroras rolled down on the quaking citadels of man. Then, crushing what he chanced to mold in play, the idiot chaos blew earth's dust away.
And then with reading more
that's
of
definitely talking about him.
with reading more of the page, you do come across who that passage is supposedly mentioning, which I will now add.
What do we need to do?
There we go. There you are.
see.
Oh, that's a passage about Nyarlathotep.
Nyarlathotep.
That's it. Nyarlathotep.
Mm-hmm.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yep. Which, in your research that I'll say you do over these couple hours before you head to the museum, right?
Uh-huh.
You do, through essentially, this would count as your initial read of the Necronomicon this whole session. Which, given Nora's intelligence, you can skim through things pretty easily. You're kind of picking and choosing which sections of knowledge and everything to go down. So your mythos increases by 5.
Sweet.
You don't necessarily have to do, well, yeah, the main sanity loss I want to say is when you actually read the book in its entirety.
Go on.
Where does it talk about that? There we go. Nope. Okay. I gotta find it now. But if I am wrong, I'll look up that roll later. But yeah, so your Cthulhu Mythos goes up by 5 for the moment. You learn a bit of information from the book. Yog-Sothoth is apparently the father of Nyarlathotep. And Yog-Sothoth being in...
Is it not Azathoth? Is his father? I thought Azathoth was his father.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm skimming the Wikipedia page on
Yeah.
Nyarlathotep, so
Right,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
came to that
that's
line
it.
when you said that, and I was like, wait a
Wrong
minute.
one. Yeah. Oh, Yog-Sothoth is within
He's an outer god.
the family tree. Yog-Sothoth is Nyarlathotep's nephew. So Nyarlathotep is older than this deity within the mythos that essentially controls time.
Yay!
Yeah. His father is some sort of outer being that is stuck sleeping, and is known as the idiot god in some areas as well of the book.
Great.
And the other Thotip is also described as the messenger of these outer gods. How much of this do you share with Forrest?
At this point, it's probably all of it, but it's like in bits and pieces as she's piecing everything together. And it's less that she's explaining it to him and more that this is just her process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
but
she's like speaking out loud as she
yeah.
finds the bits and pieces and is piecing things together and is growing paler.
Let's see. An intelligence roll to see if I actually put it together. Oh, okay. No, I'm focused on her. I'm really not
Yeah,
putting
she's saying a lot of information faster than you can really piece together, like what the words are that she's saying. You know, she's talking about a little bit of like Egyptian deities and these other weird words that you assume are also Egyptian, ones that you haven't heard of before.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of what little I know of the Manhattan Project, and you know, were there any Egyptians on as scientists? I don't remember. You know, doesn't remember if there was any Egyptians or not. While at the
that you know of, yeah.
While at the same time, he's gone to his bag because he's got his stuff with him from the hospital, and he's gone in and he's cut out a piece of paracord that will be good enough to wrap 3 times around the Necromonicon. Shalam and Bing Bang to that book so that it opens when we want it to open and not on its own anymore.
No.
I haven't closed it. I haven't closed it yet, but I will. As soon as you close it, that thing's getting
He's
tied.
prepping essentially a noose for the book.
Yes. Yes.
So
it's a very good thing I started with like 90 sanity.
Yeah.
Or 85, I think, is what my sanity started out as. A very good thing. I'm down to 65 currently, unless I'm
give me a sanity roll with everything that you're piecing together here.
Yeah, that seems appropriate, yeah.
This might actually...
I'm surprised. Okay.
You're keeping it together. Right now, it's more or less, you're kind of taking it just as it's research and anything else. You know there's that part of your mind that is like, holy shit, I don't want this to be true, but it likely is. But right now you're just focusing on getting the information, right?
Yeah, it's just the research.
Right.
She's not letting herself take it all in yet.
Right, exactly.
In one. And then when the research is done, you step back to the whole picture, and then we probably have problems.
Yeah. Let's see. With the poem that you read, where it talks about forgotten lands with weedy spires of gold, the ground was cleft, that part. Have you pieced together what that likely means? I mean, it's a lot of symbolism because it's a poem, but...
No.
Both Nora and Forrest give me an intelligence roll for that section of it.
Hey.
Wow.
Oh.
This is kind of my expertise.
Right, exactly, right? Yeah. So Nora, you get this, but I'm going to kind of give it to Forrest as potentially blurting it out for actually figuring out something in a poem, just because that's entertaining. But yeah, Forrest, piecing that together, weedy spires of gold, breaking the ground, leaving a crazy, shape in the sky and everything afterwards, bringing down these citadels built by man, that sort of thing. It's talking about the bombs, about the atomic bombs that were dropped.
That's the
Okay, that makes
bomb.
sense.
So wait, so they arranged for that?
That's yeah, Forrest, give me a sanity roll with that one. Because yeah, that's what this seems like. These
Yeah,
outer gods
I also got a hard
arranged
success on my
the atomic
intelligence.
bombs to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Nora, you can give me a sanity as well for that one. All right, you
I'm
are
keeping it
both
together.
keeping it together pretty well. Forrest, you have that realization, everything. It seems like this old book, probably very much the theme of like Nostradamus and everything, predicted the atomic bombs.
Or they used this book as the roadmap.
Right.
Okay. Nora,
Yeah.
what more does this book have in it? And should we just, and are we supposed to know it? Should we just destroy it? I mean, whoever did stuff used this to cause the war to end all wars. Is that what this book does? And should we find a volcano and throw it in it? Should we set off a bomb on top of it? Should we? I don't know, but or actually just first off trying to burn it, but it, book. Will learning anything more help us? Or will it just open
I
up
won't
more
know
trouble?
until I learn it.
That's a very good point. Won't know until she learns it.
But when you learn it, will it be too late? Is it something that it's like?
I think that's a risk we're going to have to take. Going to have to take.
Is that what Eve said when she bit into the apple?
Oh, that Eve.
I was gonna say, I was thinking that too. I was like, I haven't spoken with Eve.
I was so confused. I'm like, when did Eve take a bite of the apple?
I mean, it was information. I mean, is that what that
Knowledge is only as evil as those that use it. Knowledge itself is not evil. It is only as evil
On
as
its
the
own,
intentions of
yeah.
those that hold it.
but doesn't it
My knowing this will not spark another worldwide war.
but
In a positive way,
okay,
knowing this might help you prevent another one, though.
but how can we make sure we hold on to the book? I mean, I'm good. I mean, I'm real good. But you throw enough people at me, they can take the book away from me. They can take you away.
We'll revisit attempting to possibly destroy it or
Mm-hmm.
get it out of.
Both of you go and give me an intelligence roll as well again.
I'm sitting here going, I don't think we could destroy it if we wanted to.
Right.
It's the Necronomicon.
All right.
Oh,
You both piece together with the age of this book and the chances that there have probably been a lot of people over the centuries that it has existed trying to destroy it, that it hasn't been yet. However, it's supposed to be done with this book is likely extremely difficult. But the other thing that you realize is the attendant back at the library, who is still alive and everything, has likely been, recovered by some sort of person, brought to emergency personnel, and is probably okay. But might not remember much from their own attack.
Yeah.
And the last person's name in the log is Nora's.
Yeah, like I said, we'll revisit it later.
Yeah.
yeah. Pack a quick bag. I got a place set aside where we can go to, so you can keep studying, but it's something that's not attached to me.
And
You.
Nora, with your quick read through of the Necronomicon and everything so far, including that one, bloody journal page that was in there, you also learned that the Elder Sign, which is something I don't think I've mentioned yet, the Elder
No, you've
Sign,
mentioned it.
the symbol that was there, what it actually is for.
Oh yes, that we have not mentioned.
It's a protection ward against the outer gods.
Oh, good.
So that might mean that the places that have that marked on its entrances and those tunnels that make that shape might be a protected area from the outer gods, and is probably why Mr. Freemantle has always sent in his goons, essentially, to deal with things.
Oh, he's never.
in there.
Okay. That makes
Right.
sense. Okay, right.
And Agent Gleeson wants to meet at the Semitic Museum.
Yeah, no, that's why
which
she's
is at the
immediately
tip
like,
of the
as she's
symbol,
like packing her stuff to be like, okay, we need to meet Gleeson and the others at the Semitic Museum. We'll be safe there.
Yes.
From.
Because of those marks, you said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You also learn, of course, from the journal, the spell Open the Way.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, it'll take you, somewhere
Probably
between a day or 3 to learn.
Yeah.
And once you know that one,
As soon as I have time, I'm going.
you have an idea that it'll help you learn even more from the Necronomicon or from other books of information to help prepare for what might be waiting for you on Friday at the Manor House, right?
Yeah.
But what you also learn is that Yog-Sothoth is also known as the Opener of Ways. And there is a cult to him known as the Cherazos cult that is a group of followers of Yog-Sothoth and are seeking to awaken him somehow.
I have a feeling playing with time travel is probably a good way to awaken the god that.
Right. The other thing that Nora realizes, if this isn't enough already, is Agent Gleeson said that there's a safe place to go to in the Semitic Museum.
Yeah.
Does that mean he already knows about the sigil?
That'll be something I'll ask him once we meet him.
When you were mentioning the black dogs to him, and the fact that it could be hellhounds or specters or something, he mentioned that there's something else it could be.
Yeah, that he really hopes it's
but
not.
didn't get a chance to share it.
Yeah.
And they just took your little sister there.
Given the knowledge that I just found, I'm pretty sure it's what he hopes it's not.
Right. And with that, Cherry, you and Agent Gleeson get to the Pierce Engineering building, everything, get to where Rocco's garage is, and you're able to get in just fine. One of the other attendants there lets you in once you mentioned that you're looking for Rocco and everything. They don't really suspect much of it. In his garage, you see what you recognize is Rocco's car, but the front end of it is a bit banged up. He seems like he has some tools out to kind of fix it, but it looks like the car was used to hit something or someone.
Okay.
At some point. But there's no blood or anything on it, so either it got cleaned up or something. But other areas of the garage, you notice, show signs that there was some sort of fight or something that happened in here. And you see off to the side, kind of like scattered over by, or put over by where the trash is a metal tool case that now doesn't have any of the tools in it, but is dented enough that it's almost bent in half by something, like either a bat or it hit a really big pole or something. But it does look like Rocco had some sort of encounter here.
That's when Cherry's going to walk over to that tool thing
Mm-hmm.
and pick it up and show Gleeson and say, well, whoever was on the receiving end of this, and let's hope it's not Rocco, isn't doing so well.
Yeah, I know Rocco mentioned he ran into that 7-foot tall guy that Forrest assumes some things about.
Yeah.
Hey, Cherry, what other odd things have you seen other than seeing Rocco potentially earlier? Anything else odd that's happened?
Well, Nora is my sister. So
That's
Okay.
supposed to mean.
means that sometimes she talks about stuff I don't really get, but I have lost time, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Like,
Did you revisit a memory?
yes, it's very strange. And and it wasn't just me, it was kind of like all of
Mhm.
us, and we just never really talked about it, which I thought was very strange, but I thought maybe that was the spy thing to do. When you lose your mind a little, you don't talk about it.
I don't think you're losing your mind.
Are you suggesting
I
it
think
was
this
real?
it's kind of akin to some of the weirdness that I've been exposed to in this line of work, which I've already brought Nora and Rocco in on. I'm going to be bringing Forrest in on it once we can get to the museum, but I think I'm going to need to initialize you into it as well.
What does
Is that what they're calling it
involve?
nowadays?
Right.
That's why she's like, what does that involve?
I just essentially have to swear you in and we sign paperwork, really. But it just means that the spy work, so to speak, is going to be even more top secret than what most people see as top secret.
Okay. Remember, she's been drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So
And so is Gleeson, too. So
Okay. So, and is there anyone else in the garage?
right now, no.
Okay. So she's going to step uncomfortably close and say, I am not afraid of looking at things that might not be real because of who my sister is. And I really trust how smart she is and some of the things that she's been saying. Or I can just see the look on her face
Mm-hmm.
that there's more to the story.
I feel like there's a lot more to this. That's
Yes.
probably not going to make sense. And then when it does, it might make all of us a little insane.
Well, I'm okay with that. And
All right.
she'll lean in real close and she'll go, I'm really good at keeping secrets.
And Gleeson will actually lean a little bit too. Is like, I know.
And she's going to try and take the watch.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand roll.
Okay. Let's see. She has to try every
Right.
she can. Sleight of hand. Come on.
Oh, so close. So close.
I have enough luck.
So if you spent 16 luck, you would have a hard success.
That's not
Okay.
worth it for me.
Notice
I
I'm
feel
trying to
like-
entice her into spending the rest of her luck.
I know.
I think we're
All right.
back.
Actually, I'm going to try again.
Yes. All right. So for those of you still watching and everything coming back, Cherry is trying to steal Agent Gleason's watch yet again. And
Wow, very,
is really
very,
close
very
and is
close.
trying again, pushing the roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
So close.
So
oh, wait. Who got the extreme success?
Wait, it happened twice.
Why?
All right, I'm gonna roll his perception, his spot hidden there. 16. All right. So you do end up getting the watch and everything, but like right as you do it and you try to sneakily put it away, you just hear Agent Gleeson say, "Nice job that time."
And she's she's close enough to him
Mm-hmm.
that she's gonna put her head down like this and rest her forehead right on his chin. Mm.
Can I have my watch back?
Yes, there you go.
Thank you. And with that, we'll probably end our addition to the story for tonight. All right. Yeah.
Wow.
So now you have a better idea of the kind of things you're dealing with, right?
Yeah.
Sure do.
Great.
All right. Not that
I
that helps
feel
anything.
super excited about
Yeah.
any of it.
Although, hold on. There is one other thing actually that I might be able to add. Because Nora researched Etienne Formant and everything.
Yeah.
So with your note of what was it again? Let me take a look at the handout so I don't misquote myself. Kill him on December 8th,
Yeah.
right? In your research on Etienne Formant, he died on December 8th.
Okay.
And you feel like that has something to do with why. He also died in 1745. And it's 1945 right now.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Great.
So this coming Saturday, it'll be 200 years to the date
Great.
that whoever Etienne Formant is and whatever Fremont's relation is with that person
Okay.
has some sort of
Okay.
anniversary. And with that, anybody got any announcements for the rest of the week?
Well, yeah. Tomorrow night, Shadows of Nox is going live at 7:30 with our Shadowrun stream. And this week it is going to be, man, if everything could just be coulda, woulda, shoulda. Where while AIs all over Seattle are going on rampages and making mischief, our runners go to a meeting at Cafe Penumbra, a place so exclusive none of the runners were previously allowed to know it existed. It's a good thing a while back they did a run for Chummer's Warehouse so that they now have some decent clothing. Once there, they may hear a tale of lost chances, learned lessons, and children in distress. After that, I believe we have, man, I wish, I keep talking to myself about having a full list of stuff, but okay, yes. Power Rangers, nope, actually this next time is on Friday. We've got Grimm's Chill. We'll be continuing with Destinations Investigations on Saturday. And on Sunday, it will be 10 Candles Sailing the Endless Night. And then the next Monday on Shadows of Nox, we are back with Paranormal Albany live from Portland, Oregon, where How did I word this? I worded this very well, and just am not. Like I
It's
said,
just gonna be a good game. Tune in.
yeah, it's going to be a good game. Well, yeah, Portland has something. Yeah, this is it. Okay. Portland can be weird, but generally life is good there. Something though is bugging the local ghost community so severely the cemeteries aren't safe for the living. Unfortunately, Jim Butcher's Dresden Files universe doesn't have the Ghostbusters to call. It does have ectomancers though. In Portland, and Portland's ectomancer is getting some help as one of the staunchest defenders of Albany, New York, is being sent there. The only problem is he's dead. At the end of the last season, Paranormal Albany, Vort's character Hugo was killed, and he pops up in Portland, Oregon, as a ghost to haunt
my new character.
Yeah, to haunt Andrew's character.
Joy.
Next Monday, we get to see what kind of ghosts that Ava and Christina get to come up with to further haunt Andrew's character.
Yeah. It's going to be good times.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I'm probably going to drink a lot.
I find it helps. So if anybody has anything else, otherwise, everybody have a great week and a safe Halloween.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.